Right now, XRP is at a very important point, not because of hype, not because of news, but because of structure. Price isn't trending aggressively higher. It isn't breaking down either. It's compressing. And when a market compresses like this, it's usually preparing for expansion. The problem is, most traders only pay attention when the move has already started. But by then, the opportunity is gone. In this video, we're going to take a step back and look at XRP properly. No predictions, no emotion, just levels, structure, and probability. We'll break down where XRP is sitting right now, what signals a real breakout, and what would invalidate the move completely. Because XRP isn't doing nothing. It's building something. And the next move could be significant. This is memes to markets. Let's get into it. So here we are on the weekly chart of XRP. This is the Bybit USDT perpetual chart. And what we're looking at is price action going all the way back to around 2020. Now, when we zoom out to this time frame, the structure becomes much clearer. What you'll notice is that XRP had a strong expansion phase, leading into late 2024, a sharp move to the upside. But after that move, price began to lose momentum. We formed a double top structure, which resulted in a swing failure pattern. And from that point, XRP has seen a heavy retracement. And importantly, that retracement began around 3 months before the Bitcoin peak in early October, which tells us something important. XRP wasn't leading the market higher. It was actually showing weakness before Bitcoin topped. And when a major altcoin like XRP starts to roll over early, it often gives us a signal. That momentum across the broader market is starting to fade. So instead of looking at XRP in isolation, we need to understand it in context, because right now, it's not just about where XRP is. It's about where XRP is sitting within the wider market cycle. Now, to build out this XRP analysis properly, we need to look at the chart from a structural point of view. The first thing I want to do is apply a fixed range volume profile. We'll take it from the very low in March 2020 all the way to current price, and straight away, something stands out. Price is reacting almost perfectly off the value area high of this entire range. This level is critical for two reasons. First, it is the value area high, which means it represents the upper boundary of fair value across this entire multi-year range. And second, it lines up almost exactly with the previous all-time high region from July 2021. So what we're seeing here is old resistance now acting as support. That is strong structure. Now let's add another layer of confluence. We bring in the Fibonacci retracement tool from the same high down to the low. And what do we see? The golden pocket, the 0.618 to 0.66 region, is sitting directly on top of that same level. So now we have value area high, previous all-time high, golden pocket all aligned in one zone. That's not a weak level. That's a decision point. And right now, XRP is sitting directly on it. Now here's why this matters. In range theory, if price loses the value area high and falls back into the range, then the next natural destination is the point of control. That sits around 62 cents. And if that level fails, then the next major support is the value area low, which comes in around 33 cents. So, structurally, If this level breaks, there is significant downside risk. But here's where things get interesting. What XRP has recently done is form a swing failure pattern. If we take a horizontal level from the recent lows around early October, we can see that price dipped below support, then quickly reclaimed it. That's a liquidity sweep. And now, price is holding back above the value area high. This is important because a successful swing failure pattern, followed by holding support, is a sign of strength. It suggests that sellers have been trapped and that liquidity has been taken. Now, if we combine that with increasing volume, this becomes a very constructive setup. But we're not clear yet. There is still one major level in the way. A descending trend line from the July highs. If we connect that structure, we can see prices compressing underneath it, potentially forming a bump and run pattern. So what needs to happen? Price needs to break this trend line, hold it as support, and build structure above it. If that happens, and we reclaim the previous highs, then XRP opens the door to a move toward new all-time highs. But until that level breaks, we remain in compression. And this is where the next move is being decided. So the key thing to watch right now is how XRP reacts at this level. This value area high is the decision point. Does price continue to hold above it? Does it build structure? Does volume start to return and momentum begin to shift to the upside? Because if that happens, then XRP could be preparing for a move into new price discovery. But there's another side to this. If the broader market is entering a confirmed bear phase, then this level may not hold. And if XRP breaks back below the value area high and loses it as support, then the probability shifts. And the next levels down come into play, which could mean a much deeper move into 2026. So this is not just another level. This is the level. And how price reacts here will likely define the next major move for XRP. So stay patient. Watch the structure. Let the market show its hand. Trade smart. Trade safe. And I'll see you in the next one.